So one thing that I think is a really powerful tool we have here at Solo Select for our customers or for people that are just getting their toes wet in the breeding game is a program we have called Select Genes. That program has been wildly popular over the last couple of years. I started it back, I guess it's probably been in 2023. This is, I think, our third breeding season with it. And the deal is we had a lot of mares here that were exceptional mares of all levels, mares anywhere from futurity champions to mares that were maybe didn't win anything but were out of great mothers and just beginning their production career. And I thought those mares are only getting used a couple months out of the year, and a lot of times they're just hanging out here after that. So what if we can provide a win-win for both our customers that have those mares here and people that want to buy embryos out of those mares, and give a structured way for them to come in and buy aspirations out of that mare to have a chance to get multiple embryos over several years and really be able to play the game at a level they wouldn't otherwise be able to play unless they shelled out $50,000 to $500,000 to $1 million for a mare. So we put it out there. I wasn't sure if it was going to hit or not. It has been fantastic. And it has been such a great opportunity for both parties. So our customers that have their mares here that stay year round have the opportunity to enroll their mares in Select Genes. And so those mares will get pictured, and we'll put their black types and all of their information on the Select Genes website. We'll put a price on there for what we think those embryos are worth. Then our buyers, which it's a huge variety of people. Sometimes it's people that have a lot of mares. Sometimes it's somebody that has not one mare. They don't own one brood mare, but they want to play in the breeding game. They're not really dying to go give all that money for a mare and keep her. It's perfect for them too. They can go and look at those mares. We have embryos on there from $5,000, which is I think it's one of my mares, a black highbrow cat mare that's produced maybe 100,000 or so, that's out of a really good maternal side. We've got her all the way up to, like, Todd Carpenter has Sweet on Stevie on there, which is a Stevie mare that's out of 𝘬𝗏𝗏 that's currently showing and winning in the open in the cutting. We've got a little of everything. And so it's really cool that all of those different calibers of mares are available. You can choose exactly the way you want to breed them. So you can get on there, you can look at those mares, you can choose your stallion. We call it a custom aspiration. Cool part too is sometimes we can choose a stallion like Woody that has sex semen. So sometimes not only do you get to choose a stallion that you want to breed her to, but you also get to choose a horse like Woody that has sex semen. We can know we're going to get a filly. And so you almost get to completely customize your foal. We even have some people that come in and will test those embryos to see what sex and color and all that they're going to get. And it just allows them to play at a price that makes it all work. So for example, I have a cat mare on there that I own that was reserve champion at the futurity the year that Metallic Cat won it. So she was second behind Metallic Cat. She's a highbrow cat daughter. She has produced over 300,000 now. And I think we have her on there for 15,000. So that's and that mare always gives us quite a few embryos. So that's a great opportunity for people that, wouldn't otherwise be able to go or don't want to go and buy a mare of that caliber that won all that money in the open. They can buy that mare. And we had a customer, for instance, that bought embryos out of her and ended up going to, I think it was Shining Spark or something along those lines, and got a colt on the ground, or it was a filly actually, that was beautiful. Roan flanked, 4 white socks, absolutely gorgeous. And that filly brought, I think, 65,000 on the sale as a baby. And so that was super fun for him. He never had to own a mare. He bought the embryos. We put him in the recips. We raised the baby for him. So he was hands off except for all the pretty pictures he got to see of his baby when it was born, and come and see it when it was born and get to enjoy that ride. And then, about the time it was time to wean it, I said, hey, I think this baby will sell really good. She's beautiful. She looks great. Let's try to sell her. And he said, yeah, it's, you're running the show. Go for it. He let me kind of choose how to sell her and when to sell her. And we did. And it was super successful for him. And on top of that, he still has multiple other embryos on that mare. And those are half price. So that one may have been his first one. He had 15,000 in, but then he has several other embryos that are frozen or in mares now or whatever it is, and those are only going to cost $7,500 because we cut that first price in half on the additional. So that's just one example of how Select Genes has been super beneficial for people. We had some people this year that bought some out of a mare, and we ended up selling those embryos as embryos for 4 times what they gave for them from Select Genes. And they were in the right place at the right time, and they were able to sell them as embryos. And so there's a lot of great opportunity with that. And that kind of goes into, sometimes you might not be able to afford a 6-digit mare, but you can definitely afford a $15,000 embryo. Well, that's your way to play at the level you want to play at. And so it provides a great opportunity for anybody that wants to play the game at a certain level but not give that much for a mare. And it also provides a really good way for our mare owners to kind of cash flow their mares throughout the year whenever they sell embryos. And you know, it doesn't just, they're not going to make a living off of it, but they can definitely make it where that mare might have no bills for the year. And you know, she lived here for free by the time they got their Select Genes money, and they paid for one of their embryos or 2 of their embryos, just depending on how popular the mare's been. So it's been a great program for both parties. But if anybody has any questions about that, is interested in that, you can get on our website at select-genes.com, or you can call our office. Cody in our office is kind of our Select Genes pro. She knows all the mares inside and out. You can call Ty or myself or Dawn too, or Matt. All of us know about those mares, and we're happy to discuss them with you guys. But I think that's a great opportunity for anybody that wants to dip their toes into the breeding game and not dive all the way in right off the bat.